Okay, I will focus this video on keeping the right records for tax time. I'm currently in the Big Easy bookkeeping system in the January file. I'm on the Settings tab, and I've already chosen this business category group. This group of categories will follow the Schedule C categories found on the tax return that small businesses are required to file. Here is the Deposit tab. I will click on that, and you'll see I've set up a sales tax rate of 6%, and I have a column for sales and non-taxable sales. I'll put an amount in here so that you can see how the sales tax is accounted for. At the end of the year, you'll be able to tell the total amount of sales tax you had collected by clicking over to the summary. So let's click on the settings here and then on summary and click on the year-to-date deposits, and you'll see that $79.20 is the sales tax from the month of January. So this is where you'll be able to track all of your sales taxes. I'm going to head back over to the January file and click on Deposits. And I'll show you where you can set up the income subcategories to track income from donors with their name and address. So what I'll do here is click in and tab over to the subcategories. This is where you can put a name, and you could put an address in here. And if you keep track of the amounts that you've collected from this donor, you'll be able to see how much in total this person had donated throughout the year. Okay, let's click on the settings and head back over to the summary. Now, instead of looking at the year-to-date summary of deposits, I'm going to click on income subcategories, and you'll see in January, Sue Brown gave us $876. So this is where you would find your total for the entire year from that donor. Now I'll head back to the January file, and I will show you in the checks area that you can keep track of use tax here in this column if you had purchased something and you needed to keep track of the amounts for use tax. I'm going to record the independent contractor's fee here of $94.83. Another important thing to keep track of is 1099 information. A lot of small businesses will have independent contractors come in, and it's important to keep track of what you pay them for the entire year. So you can easily put that on your 1099. I will show you where you can set up the name and address and Social Security number for your independent contractors. So let's scroll over to the right. Go to the far right, and we'll go to the subcategory section. And I'll enter in a name here. And I'll put an address here. And I can put a Social Security number here. And you'll notice that the font size is very small, but if you click in that cell, you will be able to see on the top row here, the address is much easier to read. Now I'll place an amount down here so you can see how much you've paid to Bill White for the year. You will want to head over to the summary. So let me click on Settings and over to the summary. And now I'll click on Expense Subcategories. And now you'll see Bill White is listed here. And in January, you paid him $9,483. Obviously, that's more than $600, so you'll have to issue this person a 1099, and you could put a little Y in here. To show that he'll need a 1099 at the end of the year. Now, another thing a lot of small businesses need to keep track of is mileage. So I'm going to head back over to the January page and click on this Cash and Charges tab. And you'll see the same categories are listed here as they were on the checks. And if I scroll to the far right, you'll see there's a miles driven. And this is where you can record business miles. And to see them in total, we'll head back over to the summary. So I'll click on Settings, and then I'll click on Year-to-Date Checks. And if you'll scroll to the far right, you'll notice the mileage for January is $161. This would have your total for the year on the year-to-date checks. So you'll see on this year-to-date income statement that the sales that we had is recorded, the contract labor is recorded, and if I scroll down or page down, you'll see the sales tax is recorded here and your mileage. So this year-to-date income statement is extremely important when it comes to your tax return at the end of the year. This is the report you would give to your accountant at the end of the year. And that's it. Thanks for watching.